So how did this happen, in your opinion?
I guess a robber came in and trashed the whole room.
I cannot be 100% sure, but all clues lead to that.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Hello and welcome back to Arcanum Gaming. My name is Richie, and today we're back with our second episode here of Willy Morgan and the Curse of Bonetown. Now, we were working on constructing our bicycle here, and we were very close. We're just missing the last tire, which is up in our bedroom. And we need to do something with suntan lotion, from what I remember in when I was editing. And one thing that stood out to me during editing was we tried to use the suntan lotion in the microwave, and he said we needed a less powerful heat source because we didn't want to risk melting in the plastic or something. So I don't remember seeing any other heat source. I don't know, we've got these like incense sticks or whatever here that are burning, but I don't think we can really interact with this at all.
It has to be liquid.
There's nothing in here we could use. Light bulbs. Maybe the lamp?
It would be a good idea if my mother wasn't fixated with LED. Basically, even if I put my hand on it, I can't feel any change in temperature. Maybe it would work with another lamp.
Okay, so we need an incandescent bulb. There was the lamp in the bedroom here, wasn't there?
Et voila!
Is this... Aha!
Excellent! The heat from the lamp is melting the oil. It's ready to use now.
Cool. So we got suntan lotion now, which I think we need to put that on the dream catcher to loosen up the bolt.
The rusty screws are loosening up. I also finished the suntan oil. I better leave the empty bottle here.
Okay.
Now
Alright,
it
that
works.
wasn't so hard. That was surprisingly easy, actually. If I hadn't noticed that line in editing, I don't know how long it would have taken me to figure that out, but...
Making progress.
Okay.
The bike is ready. I just have to take it, and that's it. Bonetown, here I come.
Alright, we got the bike ready, and I guess that means we can leave now?
I've already read them all. Let's go.
Alright, here we go. This doesn't seem like the most efficient path.
It felt like something from my bike was missing. I forgot to mount the brakes in my hurry to leave. Fortunately, I escaped without any major damage. Better take what's left. I'm especially sad about the bike. I was very fond of it.
Alright. Okay, so we lost all of our items from earlier, looks like. We have a letter and we have our money still. Do not cross. Local sign? No. Is there somewhere over there we can go? We can go... What
I
happens if we
can't go back. First of all, it's night, and I don't want to walk all the way.
Alright, so let's head on into Bonetown then, I guess. Dead Moon Inn. Seems a little piratey. Looks like we've got two places we can enter over there at the fountain.
I could pick all the weeds and try to fix it, but I'm not here for that reason. I have vague memories from when I was a child, but I don't think the fountain was in this condition. I remember my father told me the city was built around this place, because a source of fresh water spilled out of here. Now the city seems to be letting itself go.
There's another area we can go over there. Let's start with the inn. Seems like the most obvious place. Poster and a menu here.
Take it and deprive the next tourist of those delights? That sounds crazy to me. Today's special: pigeon pudding drowned in grog, hardtack and fat fried in grog. Grog cake? It looks like a diet rich with fiber and carbs. Better leave it for the next customer. It's a poster for the Lafitte Amusement Park, the most prestigious amusement park in Bonetown. I stand corrected. The only amusement park in Bonetown. Grand opening October 29, 1915. By now, it's probably the only abandoned amusement park in Bonetown. Better leave it here to remind all Bonetown tourists of the beauty of Lafitte Park.
Alright. Guest book, bar. Key to room 9, key to room 10. Take a key.
It seems you didn't register. No registration, no key. But most of all, no payment, no room.
I have no idea how to use a quill. I can hardly write even with a normal ballpoint pen. The last pages are blank. Well, the whole book is blank, actually. I guess he's the owner. Good evening, my good man.
Good evening, boy. How can I help you?
I need a place where I can stay tonight.
It's your lucky day, boy. The Dead Man Inn is the best in the business.
Very good. I almost feel at home. Are there any rooms available?
I'm happy to check, but I have to warn you, we are in peak season. In this one, we still have to clean up bloodstains. Room 08 is already occupied. By me. I just have number 09 and 10 left.
We got a choice of room here. Does this actually matter? 9's the lucky number. That seems like the obvious choice. What about room 10?
Room 10 is okay.
Do you have money for the accommodation?
Yes, I think I can pay for one night in this amazing resort.
I don't know what a resort is, but it is sufficient that you have the money to pay.
Here's the money.
Kid, this isn't much. It will only be good enough for one night.
I think that's enough.
Good. To whom do I have the honor of speaking?
Morgan. Willy Morgan.
Morgan. That name sounds familiar to me. Have you already been in our lovely little town?
Many years ago, but I was very young. Maybe you remember my dad, Henry Morgan.
Henry Morgan, you said? Something springs to mind, but I think a long time must have passed.
Yes, a long time. I'd say 10 years since he disappeared.
And why do we have the pleasure of seeing you again in Bonetown?
For the anniversary of my father's disappearance. Today it's 10 years exactly.
There's always a good reason to stay at the Dead Man Inn of Bonetown.
I have no doubt about it.
Now I have to get back to my job. Help yourself to the key to room number 10.
Thank you.
Once you are settled in your room, you'll find a pre-printed form. I need to complete the check-in. Bring it back as soon as you have filled it out.
All right, thank you. Thanks, and goodbye.
You chose room number 10. It's the only key you can take.
Technically, it wasn't exactly a choice.
It doesn't change the fact that you can only take the key to room number 10.
All right.
What if he said something about us not being able to have room 9? If we picked that? Should have saved beforehand so I could have tested it. Oh well. Fill out the guest
I have
book.
no idea.
No. Okay.
Hello, boss. It's me. You won't believe this. Henry Morgan's son just showed up here.
Henry's son? Why did he come here?
He hasn't said too much about the reason for his visit. What do you want me to do? Do I warn Bob?
Yes, standard procedure.
Okay. As soon as the kid comes back here, Bob will take a good look at the belongings of the young Morgan. Sure, boss. I'll keep you posted. See you later.
Okay.
If I take it down, the innkeeper would... There are a series of pictures portraying famous people who seem to have stayed here. Stanko Stupar immortalized Abraham Lincoln. Behind that door is the orderly's room. It's locked.
Orderly.
Owls. Those eyes make me feel... Owls again. I don't need it. I'd rather not touch that substance. I shudder to think what it might be. Color and density do not bode well. Better not go inside. If the innkeeper finds out, I'd be concerned for my safety. According to what the innkeeper said, this is his room. I'd really prefer not to enter. I didn't know Walken came here too. He's been immortalized by the artist Ayman Akhtar. It's a Riyadh Qasim work. There's no need to take it with me. Tiago Huesel painted this subject. I want the other guests to enjoy... Locked. This is the room my dad told me about. I have to get inside.
Okay, so room 9 was...
Maybe the youngest visitor to the Dead Man Inn. This portrait is the work of Tiago Huesel. It seems like a piece of modern art. It really belongs here. I wouldn't want to upset the symmetry of this place. Restricted to personnel only. I guess it leads outside, but right now I have other priorities.
Alright, room 10 here. Close the door. No.
A peculiar scent. I wouldn't say it's good, but at least it adds a different touch to the place. It's summer. It doesn't make any sense to heat up an already warm room. I don't think I should touch anything. That yellow tape does not bode well. It's sealed. It looks like something bad happened. I'm not sure I want to know what. A fireplace of great workmanship. First, I have to fill in this form, and then I can use the services of the room. I haven't got a pen with me, and can't see one around. Better go back to the innkeeper and ask for more info. There are certain places that can scare you with a floor like this.
Notice the pattern on the floor in room 10. Okay.
Better not. I'm back with the form you talked about, but I haven't got a pen with me and I still have to fill it out.
Doesn't matter. Give it to me so I can write the essential data down.
Thank you.
Name and surname.
Your memory is a bit spotty. I'm Willy Morgan.
Sorry, kid. You know how it is. Age plays shameful tricks.
You seem like a different person now. Kinder and more friendly.
Maybe I left you with a bad impression before. I'd like to make things right now.
Did you hear that too?
Hear what? There are a lot of noises in this inn.
Did you hear it now?
It's probably some little animal.
The one who made that sound must be a big one. And how? What now? Did you hear that noise again?
Yes, but I don't think you should be worried. It's normal. In fact, I think it's finished now.
How can you be so sure?
It happens all the time. As soon as you open a door, drafts let the wind through and it does funny things.
Okay, what else do you need?
I'd say I'm okay with this. I have everything I need.
Only name and surname?
Here in Bone Town, we need very little information. The rest will fall right into place.
Okay, now I must get back to work.
Me too. I'm very busy.
With what? Okay, thank you.
Okay. One second, I gotta turn... Like, the music volume, even as low as it was way too loud in the background here. Alright, so we need to get into room 9. Is there any way we can swap the room keys?
A key opens a door. I don't think it has any other function. A key...
No.
Bartender, something strong, please.
Sure, what can I get you? I imagine a fresh glass of plain water would work, or maybe a lemonade. But I doubt you could handle it.
On second thought, I'm not that thirsty.
It's better that way.
This voice actor sounds very familiar for the bartender, but also a bit cheesy. Alright, we're gonna... Is our room gonna be all ransacked now?
Oh my god! And to
Yeah.
think that, according to the innkeeper, it was just a little animal. Luckily, I always keep the important things with me. Never trust anyone. Dad was right. I better warn the innkeeper.
What the hell happened here?
I think I left the door open and a boar did the rest.
It wouldn't be the first time those animals have made trouble here at the Dead Man Inn.
But according to you, is such a thing actually possible? Forget it.
So how did this happen, in your opinion?
I guess a robber came in and trashed the whole room.
I cannot be 100% sure, but all clues lead to that. Have they taken anything valuable from you?
A blank check for $100,000 in the safe. I was traveled with a gold bar. Wedding ring, it was worth a fortune.
My wedding ring. It was worth a fortune.
How old is your wife?
That is rude. You don't ask a lady her age. Yes, I always travel with a gold bar.
Yes, of course. And do you usually leave it in hotel rooms as a tip?
I am extremely generous. I have all my valuable things on me.
Better this way. The Dead Man Inn is the most comfortable in the area, but it doesn't have any insurance in the event of theft, disappearance, or death.
I was lucky it was just a theft.
Unfortunately, there have been many such cases in Bone Town lately.
Seeing the current condition of this room, can I have room 09 now?
I already explained that I can't. I'm awaiting a huge influx of tourists in the next few days, and I need that room. If you could wait just a few minutes, I will clean everything up like it was before. Then, as compensation, I won't make you pay from tomorrow night on.
Your kindness astounds me. Seems I can't do anything other than accept it.
Wise choice. Now, if you can clear out, I have to clean up the room. If you give me the key back, I'll clean up everything and give it back to you at the entrance. I'll take a moment. Using the back door, I'll be at the entrance before you arrive.
Thanks, my good man.
Okay. Well, while he's doing that... Darn, he was fast.
You chose room no-
Technically, it was...
It does-
All right.
Okay, can I have my key back, then?
Have you already cleaned up the room?
Yes, everything's in order again. Here's the key.
Okay, thanks.
And you have all the services of the Dead Man Inn at your disposal.
Like what, for example?
The most important one is room service. And following that, the Do Not Disturb.
I saw the stain in the hallway.
You have very good eyesight. It blends well with the rest of the upholstery.
Well,
I'm waiting for the cleaning lady to use her expertise to remove that. I'd like to have a touch of freshness in the air when it's done.
I expect that won't be easy. The fireplace in the room is very nice.
It's one of the many points of pride at the Dead Man Inn. There's one in every room, hand-built by one of my ancestors, brick by brick.
How does the room service work?
When the customers call, it is the duty of every good innkeeper to answer. I try to be as fast as possible so as to not leave my position untended. If you don't see me at the counter, it's because some impediment forced me to use the back door. There are a lot of steps to get there. Going down is not a problem and speeds up my movement, but climbing really slows me down.
Thanks, that seems clear to me. What's the do not disturb?
It's this amazing object. Only paper of the highest quality for our customers. With the writing, "Do not disturb," in giant letters. You just have to hang this on the door, and I'll know you don't want to be disturbed. Here, take it.
Thanks,
Alright.
very useful. Thanks, and goodbye.
So we still gotta figure out how to get the key for room 9.
It's locked. I can't open it. It's
How do I use that? And how do I call for
It's
room
summer.
service?
a fireplace.
What now? Oh, that must be... I saw straight away that he was a troublemaker. Better go check. I wonder when the cleaning lady is going to fix this disaster. Actually, I wonder when I last saw the cleaning lady. I don't think I've seen her at work since our discussion about the hourly rate. I'm sure she'll come back. Nobody can refuse $1 per hour. Better check what's happening in room number 10. Can I help you?
I'm testing the room service. Excellent service.
Also the price. Maybe I forgot to tell you that after a certain number of calls, an extra fee is triggered.
Cordial as usual.
If there's nothing else, I'll get back to my business.
Everything's okay, thanks. I guess it leads outside. I can't. This lock is pretty solid. Better not. Let's see if I can.
It's using the sign to pick the lock. Okay.
Done. This sign is useless now. I'd rather not take it with me.
Okay. What floor tripod? Alright. Bucket and
The
rag.
things I have to do. Let's just hope it doesn't spill. I wouldn't really know what to use to get rid of this stink.
We're trying to clean the
Just how I
stain.
pictured it.
Go down the
Very
tripod.
good. It looks like the cleaning has finally started.
Okay. Let's try the rope.
I see someone's been busy, but I can't smell the usual fresh scent. That means the job is better check. Can I help you?
I'm excellent.
Also the price.
Cordial as you.
If there's nothing...
Everything's...
The fresh scent, huh?
Better not waste it. And now something classy. The contents haven't changed, but now there's a...
Alright, let's try this again.
Agile and silent like a ninja. I didn't even realize the cleaning lady finally got to work. Better not walk across it. I'd risk ruining this beautiful work. Oh, she also added the essence of muskox, my favorite. I'll go around the back. That guy's gonna have to wait for a second.
Nobody's coming. Better go check the entrance.
Okay, so he's missing. Can I now swap
A key
them
opens a
keys?
door. A key... This is my chance.
Alright, we got the key for number 9. Can I take the key for 10 and put it up there? No.
A key open... Let's hope there won't be any other obstacles. At last!
Alright, we got it.
I don't trust taking them. In any of the 3 cases, I don't want to take them with me. They're apple cores. They really leave much to be desired as a welcome gift. In this room, they seem to have taken one step ahead in technology. No rope to pull.
I don't think I want to touch the bell. Let's go to the fireplace here.
Everything starts there, in the warmth of a friendly place. I think perhaps he hid something in the fireplace. Let's try searching there. What is this? This brick doesn't seem to be bonded to the fireplace like all the others, but I can't rip it out. It seems after all these years it is partially calcified back into the fireplace. I need something to grab hold of the cracks.
How about the key?
It has a specific purpose. It can't be... That doesn't seem like a good idea. If the owner finds out I entered room 09, I don't think he'll be happy. If anything happens to me, the Dead Man Inn has no It's summer. I guess it leads out.
So there's nothing else in here to
I don't
interact
trust
with.
taking them. There's the chance they could have been eaten by mice, the owner of the place, or the cleaning lady. In any of the 3 cases, I don't want to take them with me.
Oh. I didn't realize this was another room. We got a bathroom here. It's got the shower.
Tough luck. Fate really doesn't want me to take a shower or a bath. Look what's inside. Somebody forgot a nail file. Better take it. It could come in handy.
Of course it will. Anything else?
I don't need it. They seem to...
Okay. Nail file on the brick.
It seems to be working. I can take out the mortar holding the brick. Clever. A niche. Let's see what's inside. It looks like an old library card. It belonged to my father, Henry Morgan. Last read book, Properties of Concrete. What did my father want to tell me?
Properties of concrete.
After this amazing night, it'd be better to go back to my room and rest. First, I'd rather take the key to room 09 back to reception. I'd prefer to avoid having problems with the innkeeper. I have a really big day ahead of me tomorrow. I think the time has come to find out what Dad was working on. I better check the library card again. I'm sure Dad left me some other clue. It's a card for the Bonetown Library. The card belongs to Henry Morgan, my father. Let's see the last read book, Properties of Concrete. What was he working on in his final research? Better go to the library to make some inquiries.
Okay.
I guess it leads out.
Anything change out here? Doesn't look like
Better
it.
leave the key here. I don't know if I'll want to avail. I guess it's a good idea to ask for directions to the library. I wouldn't want to wander aimlessly through Bonetown. Excuse me, I need some information. Is there still a public library here in Bonetown?
Sure, boy. It's one of the crown jewels of Bonetown. At least it is according to what Margaret, our librarian, tells us. I'm simply reporting what's said because I personally never go to such places.
Strange, I would have bet the opposite. Could you tell me where it is?
Turn left at the main square, just outside the door. Boy, if you don't want to get lost, use this. It's an old Bonetown postcard, but it was used as a tourist map during the golden years. It could be of use to orient yourself and move around Bonetown.
It's totally helpful, considering.
Thank you.
Are you interested in something in particular?
Just to reminisce a little bit. My father used to take me there all the time. Thanks.
This and more for a paying customer.
I better be going now.
Okay. Well. Let's go look at the map. Alright, so we're at the inn. This looks like the closed little amusement park. I guess maybe we have to discover the locations. Let's go over here. Oh, there's the library. I don't know if I want to go in there immediately. Let's take a look at this poster here.
It's one of those old message boards on which they hung the wanted posters. Here in Bonetown, time seems to have stopped. There are still posters of the gang that was raging here decades ago. The members have become famous. I recognize the posters of Rufy, Nami, and Zoro. The others are faded from exposure to bad weather. There's also a little footnote. Posters offered by the Lafitte Amusement Park. I don't need them.
Museum. One-Eyed Jack. It's like a restaurant.
It says to follow the arrow to access the museum. I didn't know that Bonetown had a museum too, especially a museum in this obscure alley.
I'm gonna check that out before we go to the library.
It's the sign for a museum. I don't know what interesting stuff there is to see. It's not specified on the sign. I can't see the opening time either. Dark alley, ambiguous sign, no opening time for the public, and an old open door. I like it. I don't know how, but I hope it might come in handy.
Okay, we got a jack.
At first glance, it appears to weigh over 100 kilos. Surely working out in the gym made me stronger, but I don't think it performed any miracles. It seems like the propeller of an old vessel. There's also some writing. Flying Dutchman. I don't think it's that Flying Dutchman.
Alright, let's go take a look at the museum.
There's a
here.
sign with the word museum, which rules out the possibility that it's a library. I'll go back there later. Now I have to find a way to obtain the volume Properties of Concrete from the library.
Okay, I guess we can't explore. We have to go to the library first.
They're barrels filled with water. I don't think that dragging this barrel of over 100 liters would benefit me a lot.
Can we go in the restaurant here?
I don't think there are any books here. Even if it's battered, I think I can make out the word restaurant. It's not time to enter there yet. I need to use the clue left by my dad first.
Alright. Well,
Wow, there are some extremely rare first editions here. Better not. It's like seeing my house. Even if I picked everything up, then it would suffer the same fate in our closet at home. I don't need it.
that's what you think. We got books everywhere. Go upstairs. More books and the librarian.
Good morning.
Good morning. How can I help you?
I need to consult one of your tomes.
It's always a pleasure when someone wants to benefit from the services offered by our library. What are you looking for?
Not very famous pirate songs by Threepwood.
Not very famous pirate songs by Threepwood.
Unfortunately, that's one of the most requested books. There's even a waiting list to consult it.
Properties of Concrete.
Oh, what a surprise! It's not among the more popular in Bonetown. I guess this is the second consultation in more than 10 years.
Doesn't it get the attention it deserves?
Here in Bonetown, people don't read a lot, especially a book like that. I could never have managed to face it either.
Where can I find it?
I guess it's somewhere on the upper floor. You should recognize it easily.
Thank you. Thanks.
And thank you for visiting the Bonetown Library. If you need a specific book, you can ask me, Ms. Teach, or just Margaret.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
We should recognize it immediately, huh?
This lock is peculiar, to say the least. I'm pretty sure that I'd need a special key if I wanted to open it.
How about a nail file?
It doesn't work. A peculiar or something that could force this lock. This lock is peculiar to it seems to be a very
Old crate. Sure, we'll need to get into that at some point.
How? Should I remove everything on top of it? There's no time. And above all, I wouldn't know where to put all these books. It's the famous book Properties of Concrete, the last book read by my father. It's stuck under the huge number of books on the desk. I must find a way to free it.
Push the books
How?
off the desk?
Should I remove everything on top of it?
How about we use the jack?
I don't think I should use it on the book. How? There's no time. Let's try. It worked! Check out what we have here. Let's see what it is.
Another clue.
It's another letter from my father. It's dated July 22nd, 2008, earlier than the other one. There's also a piece of paper that seems more ancient, but I can't figure out what it is. Better take a look right now. If Dad did all this so that I'd find it, there must be something important.
I hope it's you, Willie, who's reading this letter, otherwise all my efforts will have been in vain. My latest research confirmed that Captain Kidd and his crew found a huge treasure. I don't know where they hid it, but they drew a map which was divided between the members of the crew. Is this like the Big Whoop treasure map? Before his execution, Kidd hid his piece of the map in the cell. I managed to find it still intact, but this means that the map was never put back together and that the treasure still lies somewhere forgotten. You find the piece of the map together with this letter. It is, of course, unusable without the other pieces. From my research, it seems the crew took rest of the crew took refuge in Bonetown, waiting the return of their captain. After years spent searching in every book of the time, I finally discovered the list of the crew. Edward Drake, Chris Every, Charles Teach, I can't read that, Tom Raleigh, Walter Fly, Eddie Bellamy. I think it's Lafitte. Okay. Find the missing pieces and reach the treasure before someone else does. I can't say anything else. Something I feel I'm being tracked. I don't know if we will ever meet again. Love you, Dad, Henry.
Now I understand what the piece of paper was that I found with the letter. Dad always performed great feats, but I never imagined he was looking for Kid's treasure. It has always been said that it was basically a legend. I don't remember the complete story exactly, but maybe the librarian can help me. And I have a list of names. Better start asking information of the townsfolk, without attracting too much attention. I don't need my father's old library card anymore. Even if someone found it, it would be useless. I have the letter and the piece of map belonging to my dad.
Okay.
It's a piece of the map belonging to Captain Kidd, but I can't do anything with it if I don't find all the other 8 pieces as well.
8 pieces. So it's a piece of 8. Not really, but okay. Is there anything else up here to interact
It's
with?
a desk full.
Can we take the jack back? No. So I guess most, if not all, the items here, well, most, obviously, because we sold the nail file. It's like most items are one-time use and then they leave the inventory.
I'm not doing any research in particular right now.
Obviously, we need to find a way into that crate or something. Am I wrong, or did you tell me your name was Margaret Teach?
Am I wrong, or did you tell me your name is Margaret Teach?
That's correct.
Do you know a man named Charles Teach?
Your question surprises me. How do you know my great-great-grandfather?
I'm doing some research on the genealogy of Bonetown, and I stumbled upon the Teach family.
Yes, it's been several generations now since the Teaches settled in Bonetown.
What can you tell me about Charles Teach in particular?
He was the one who brought the name Teach here to Bonetown, but of his past, little is known. My great-grandma told me that he was a former fisherman with a knack for books. This library is a donation he made to the city of Bonetown just before he died. After he arrived here in Bonetown, he devoted himself exclusively to reading, and many of these books were bought directly by him. He had so many of them that he basically founded the town library, which then became the family business for the following generations, too.
And he didn't leave anything else apart from the books?
All he left is stored on the upper floor, but it's mostly junk. The real treasure was his books. There's also an old crate without a key, but it looks empty.
It's got to have his map piece in it.
What's that old crate upstairs?
It belonged to Charles Teach, a great-great-grandfather of mine. Many years ago, we opened it with the help of a locksmith, but it was empty. Then the key got lost again, and nobody has any interest in it anymore. Maybe the locksmith has a copy of it somewhere. I never feel like throwing it away. It's still a family heirloom after all.
Do you by any chance know the story of Captain William Kidd?
Sure, it is mostly a legend. In the golden era of piracy, Kidd stood out for his endeavors, if you could call them that.
The endeavors of a pirate aren't exactly heroic most of the time.
Anyway, his ship, the Adventure Galley, was supposedly filled with treasures when it suddenly disappeared. A few years later, in 1701, Kidd was captured and executed, but his ship and the crew were never found.
What do you think happened?
What always happened at that time? Kidd and his crew squandered all the loot, and to cover their tracks, they sold or even burned the ship. After this story, Kidd became legendary.
Thank you. What happened to Bonetown in the last few years?
The city has always held more allure. at the expense of the small villages, and Bonetown is no exception. All the young people left when they had the chance, leaving the town in its current sorry state. It seems you know our town well, although you're so young. Can I ask your name?
Of course. I'm Willy Morgan.
I'm Margaret Teach. But for those who attend the library, I'm just Margaret. Once there was a Morgan here in Bonetown too. Then he left, seeking fortune, and he became famous. But he never stopped coming back to visit Bonetown. I don't think you know him.
You mean Henry Morgan by any chance?
You surprise me, and that doesn't happen often.
The point is, I know him very well. Henry was my father.
I'm sorry, kid, I didn't know.
Don't worry, it's been a while.
10 years ago, right?
How do you know that?
Kid, I'm the librarian. I basically remember everything that is put on paper, and Henry used to come to our library a lot.
Do you know anything about his disappearance?
Unfortunately, only what I've read about. One night he was here in Bonetown. The morning after, it's like he vanished into thin air. Not a clue, not a trace. No letters or anything that could have guided the search parties to a solution.
Do you know what he was working on in his final research?
I don't know. He always read a lot, basically all the tomes you can find in here. And sometimes, at his request, I had to order books from other cities as well.
Do you know if he had enemies, maybe?
Henry? Let's be serious. I think there were very few men as affable as him.
Thanks for the information.
Don't mention it. If I can be of any more help, just ask.
Thanks, and goodbye.
Thank you for visiting the Bonetown Library. If you need a specific book, you can ask me, Miss Teach, or just Margaret.
Thanks, I'll keep that in mind.
We're probably going to need more books at some point. All right, folks, we got ourselves a good old-fashioned treasure hunt on our hands. Interesting. Yeah, I'm liking where this is going. But we've been playing for a little while, so I think we're going to wrap this episode up here today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a nice day.